feel it's necessary to yak about bullshit in order to be comfortable?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But what are we preparing ourselves for?
Death.
Life of the party.
It's true.
You know, but that's valid.
But what I'd really like to do is something extraordinary. Something big, something mega, something copious, something capacious, something kajunga.
Too weird to live and too rare to die.
You been out with those losers all night?
Hey, Coach Conrad. Remember me? Second period, gym class?
That's the kind of people I was telling you about.
I ran until my muscles burned and my veins pumped battery acid. Then I ran some more.
Somebody, or at least some force, is tending the light at the end of the tunnel.
Can we walk?
If the good Lord had intended us to walk, he wouldn't have invented roller skates.
It's party time! P-A-R-T. Why? Because I got it!
We're all wired into a survival trip now.
And so, it begins.
Who knew that there'd be a you, with or without, with the option to choose a new point of view. Parallel perspective, every moment's connected through their respected emotions. Project elusive components until the up and coming becomes overdue. I conclude that I got a serum for two, so continue through the drive-through. By noon I live in the present, prevent the previous tenants' intent from being efficient. It's simply just wishful thinking. So tune into the sounds, feel out the ground, see what's around and follow the smells. Spitting spells with your mouth, no abracadabra, but I'll eradicate the systematic propaganda. Properly pop out at random, hand them an amalgam of abysmal anomalies with no symbol of modesty. I'll be consciously orbiting every neighboring galaxy till I savor the flavoring of eternal reality. Whoa, go into the Ouija world, I see me looking back at the board. I've been reborn before I even went to close the door. Say no more, I was here before the calm, before the storm. Back when all was merely myth and lore, I nearly missed a major score. I took a chance, rolled the dice, shook some hands till it's a ice. Alright, I might as well repel the evil in the middle of the level. Trying to meddle with the people, I tell them we live in peace. We'll repeat the cycle, it's nice to meet ya. Who knew that there'd be a you, with or without, with the option to choose a new point of view. Parallel perspective, every moment's connected through their respected emotions. Project elusive components until the up and coming becomes overdue. I conclude that I got a serum for two, so continue through the drive-through. By noon I live in the present, prevent the previous tenants' intent from being efficient. It's simply just wishful thinking. Drop down, part of the plan, going commando when I'm standing on the tip of the castle just like a statue. Methodically misconstrue the residual residue through the artificial anti-atmospheric amplitude. Dude, do we start by rearranging the remaining concepts into alphanumeric decree? Traveling A to B at the speed of certainty, I frequently refine the final model of modality upon a cloud of secrecy. It seems to be a need to breathe beneath the means of guaranteed esteem. I see a prodigy, preoccupied priorities, indeed no ordinary prophecy. I properly provide provision in this current situation. It's a given, living in a simulation, chasing holographic narratives. Compared to this elaborate magic trick masquerade, I reevaluate and relocate the unofficial emulation on the plate. Night and day, no other way to say it straight. Okay, classify the interplanetary clamations and making sure to clarify my airtime predisposition. I'm only living if I'm winning, following a vision. Listen to my current vernacularisms. Isn't it immaculate? The path I make, I mastered it. Amalgamate the chrysalis, now picture this. A visceral version of vital images, but in your head instead of utilizing any alphabet or elements. I will admit, I do emit electromagnetic genetic static from my attic just a little bit. Imagine that, literal lyrical acrobat. I think and act and sleep and tack. I blink and make the planet shake, and then I tell my shrink about that. Relax after the fact, for free I'll activate the factual extract. You see I radiate an actual reaction randomly, and actually I actively acclimate the activities. Do you need a sign-up sheet? Since when has the past tense been properly presented in the present? Think about it for a second. Every time you reach a new height, your spark will reignite despite the dark you're trying to light. Can't just sit and forget about all of the minutes when you found your way out of the current predicaments. Might as well invite the insight to infiltrate a little aging corner of the primal mind. In primordial times, I primarily prioritize a portion of original paradigms. Meanwhile, I'm a mentally manufacture a temporary memory of the previous scenic chapter. Take a step back, going into full effect. Take a deep breath, no such thing as setbacks, just relax. Decompress your hypothalamus. I might go on a whim, steady button press until I win. Might as well invite the insight to infiltrate the mind from a region of the spirit side. Can't just sit and forget about all of the moments where you fought your way through the current commotion. Every time you see a new sight, your light will reignite despite the lack of appetite. Since when has the common sense been properly presented prior to the probability of said intention? I know I won't go and contradict the value of the vision, counterintuitive intuition, not to mention the cognitive dissonance I disassociate from certain events, my curtain closing on command.
What is a true God? True gods are emergent embodiments of physical or metaphysical qualities present within a universe. Their sentience arises from the same latent pool of awareness as all other life, manifesting into avatars that possess power and dominion over the aspects of existence they embody.
Wake up, replicate the up-and-coming mania. Brainstorm for a minor minute. I've been living trying to figure out the price of the vision. I might just listen if your input is the final decision. I'm finally on a mission. Wake up, fabricate the up-and-coming formula. Transform for a quick minute. There's a timer ticking, trying to figure out the wildlife I've been given by definition. Overpopulated, 1 in a million, I'm winning. If I ever end up in a valid dilemma, premeditated mentally, I created a panoramic conundrum. But until I find a way to recalibrate, I recall evaluating how I usually stimulate. I'ma count the amount of days that it takes to reach the speed of conscious comprehension without the need to doubt your ability to reroute the gravity all throughout the majority of the outer universal galaxy. Oh, word?
아니 언니 마지막에 에어컨디셔너까지 다 끄고 그렇게 마지막으로 그렇게 언니가 그렇게 좋게 안 끝내려고 그러는 사람만 가고 무슨 얘기를 해?
We had a thing going? I didn't even know we had a thing. What? Are you good?
Alright. We got everybody. We could have people standing right here.
Oh, yikes. What a fucking adrenaline rush, dude. Looking luminous. Say what? Illuminate the non-linear lineage living in the matrix. Let me take this opportunity to operate the optical anomalies. I'll until enunciating the bounty that I've been hunting has been meeting. Almost want to shit. At least they're offering a high reward. If you can catch them, probably on another planet. Wait, reward? Oh, word?
I'm gonna do the homework. Kelsey, but when he comes home, I'm happy as fuck because I'm bored. But I'm pissed because he needs to be at school. Letting him leave because you are skipping out on your classes. It's study hall, so who fucking cares? No, he skipped the one before that. Thomas! Yes!
Some days the two before that.
Yes! Thomas! Like Miller! So you need to get started.
Popping out the turtle shell, ain't no hibernation, complacency, I'm erasing, I'm out of this world. Dropping hobbies off atop the top shelf, ain't no indecision, consistency with the vision, it's honestly irrefutable. Stopping at the citadel, ain't no intermission, contingency, I'm commuting, reviewing the unconditional. Toss it to the wishing well, ain't no wishful thinking, continuity, creating, imitating every interval. There I go, galvanize internal infrastructure like no other, never under pressure, properly preserve the texture of this weather. Nevertheless, I'm just another lever puller, looking for the next button to press. I'm getting older, consider the spatial reconfiguration changing rapidly. Adjacent jaded gallantry, for lack of better energy, I emulate a heavenly pheromone for formality. The mind, soul, and body is an absolute anomaly. Honestly, I'm just mentally opulent, bed and breakfast, occupant, no rent. I ration my allowance tolerance, project a series of prolific events with no specific intent. So I revisit the present and then envision living in a rendition of episodic circumvention. I'm saying pay no attention to the past life regression, but the subliminal message can be suggestive, gestating subjective hobby, collecting with introspective reflecting, staying stationary, horizontal hazmat, visionary format, formally intact. As a matter of fact, I temporarily attract forsaken artifacts that rarely react behind my back. Aphrodisiac attack, the strategic credence evenly inebriated, calculation instigated, unexpected guidance, compliance until I try to untie the appliance. While in trance I can't, but I overanalyze the current circumstance. By chance is that the last laminated lexicon, I could be wrong, but on the other hand I've apprehended all the other ones posted on a podium, past possession perpendicular to my hobby collection. One part of me partially provides a party, while the other half hasn't had a habit forming morning in a minute. Is it accurate to emulate immaculate advocates with the adjectives and adequate prerequisite performance before the accordance cordially coordinates the credence, even being seen between the entrance of omnipotence with negligence? I coalesce in essence of a complex presence, but in the present tense it's evident I'm heaven sent. Chilling on this planet got me feeling like a sediment, planted in cement. I set intent and reinvent my image, paying homage to the subatomic knowledge novelty, and knowingly I notice another unnatural anomaly. Obviously being me, I breathe deep, it's obscene, but I believe the etymology, epiphanies that interest me. I live life to express, not impress, then I integrate integrity. Dead batteries in my TV remote, I'm leaving home, being blown with the unknown. The breeze blows, even though I over-engineered the snow globe. I know more now than before, the core compound became folklore for us to focus on before we snore. So reform the free-form formula, renowned for the crossbone, tombstone, nebula, dilemma in a cosmos. You know that alpha and omega melodrama is a lethal libido placebo. We already know the medulla oblongata gonna manifest the pacifist and put it to the test. Triple check the ratio like an alchemist, jotting hieroglyphs on a treasure chest somewhere in the forest, foraging for local focal points, pointlessly anoint natural botanicals. The biometric assimilation, I'm making a decision, dividing my dividends with persistent precision. In this position once again, button pressing with the passion I pass it on to my kids. Then forget to acclimate the mission, one-man operation, chasing ultraviolet radiation, steady radiating the ramifications, randomize the vital variations, and verify all the ocular inclinations. No indecision, designating holographic habitat, regenerating, relocate the final formality, finally indicating abnormality from sea to shining sea. Could it be I couldn't believe my eyes? I overanalyze the memory, remembering that every story needs an ending. Turn the page, once upon a I reads the heading. Shit, well I guess it's way, way past my bedtime, unless the clock lied. Either way I got spirits out of drawers creeping on, about to get my sleeping on. Dream about sheep counting Z's, opposite of partly cloudy. If I got my netlet on my origami throne, I'ma do graffiti on my walk home through the snow. Slow-mo, backstroke in the cosmos next door, no joke. If I snore, I usually get away smoke. Oh no, notify the passerby that I'm asleep and paralyzed, without a breath to breathe. I try to make a portrait of the mess inside my mind. I fortify it for a dime so I can organize my oversized timeline. Otherwise, I'm a slumber whenever another storyteller mutters a stutter, like running through muddy water. It'd be my honor to discover another nebula cluster in the gutter. The other one's undercover, whatever the weather. Call for a sweater, but I'ma do you one better after I hang up, sleep, walk, block the number off the rocker rocks in my pocket next to the hand warmer. Staying closer, lost in the thought I need to plan this over. Dinner's only getting colder, I'ma just get this to go. Donate to the donor, I'm living life through a window. No pressure, gotta figure out the ratio. Measure the radio, radiation to stereo deviation in the middle of making tomorrow. Borrow the patience, I pay the parking. I'm part of the partial particle changes. For lack of better words, I play my part in participating. I'm only saying I stay alone, oversaturating obvious changes I'm taking, thinking of reawaiting. I'm map making, mapping the layout of the terrain from my last dream. If you ask me, it's seemingly less amusing. The color scheme I've been usually using. Snoozing. Like I said, I made a promise I would catch you on the flip side. The times arrives to realize it's the fact that we tried more than once but less than twice. Okay, I lied, third try, won't deny. I had to notarize the only vibe alive. No reply, worldwide, notify. Why not find the time to relocate a local spine for the tribe? Resonate with the divine to emanate a brighter light for the sake of the mind of humankind. So I'm rewinding the residual static up in the attic of a stereo. I barely even know who I knew. Automatic analytic breakthrough, nothing new. Gotta choose where to redirect the truth. Troubleshoot, dialect, architect, avenue. Have you found the value of another point of view? Rejuvenating every single social cue, illuminating through. With or without the doubt of internal reconstruction. Nothing wrong with needing nothing. Someone's gotta be a somebody for someone now and then. I think it's about time we begin. Like I said, I made a promise I would operate the operation if it was flawless. I saw this play out in a dream, only kidding. I was in between reliving the feeling of self-believing. Believe me, I never not retrieve the remedies entirely. Exemplify the energy initially, utilizing wishful thinking with the best of my abilities. I'm willingly reminded to integrate the integrity collection with discretion easily.
Listen up, planetary pioneers of the universe. This is a deal harder than the great grand central sun here. So buckle up in your quantum wormhole hoppers, cause this is the second and final offer. Straight out the multiverse with limited space-time access. This ain't no drill, fam. I'm talking on some interplanetary karaoke with a beverage of medium rare crown coffee, preceded by the Galactic Gravy Train Express. Hold your breath during nebula encounters, though, until the cosmic maze gateway tunnel is visible.
Like I said, I made a promise to propose the proposition properly. I'm presenting the second and final offer unofficially, extrapolating whenever deciphering anomalies. However, all the oddities will cautiously retreat when I go to casually repeat the continuity. Can we modify the recipe and modestly reorganize the only muscle memory? Declassify antiquity according to the credibility.
Morph your thing, that's our thing.
trying to find the time to remind the mind to just climb the spine and go stop and press rewind. Cause you stop, will pass you by. I don't wave goodbye, I don't raise my hand. But you know when no one always comprehend. A compliment, a condiment monument, a continent of conscious Thomases. Whoa, take a breath. Steady making promises, I'm prominent, just walking in Providence, all confident, no evidence for arguments with the immoral, just fall in love with common cliff. I shot and missed, I'm added to the growing list of party tricks. Are hardly slick, karma the count on a power trip, empowerment, no shit on mountain tips, no trail mix. But you know I found some old stale chips, no off sale dip, not tailworthy, but I go and split the local myth, no locomotive, trying to look at where it's hid. God forbid, I forgot how to live, but remember to win, beginning again. Singers while I'm playing pretend, we're making amends. Thought about taking a chance, thinking again. I think with my hands, but don't think ahead. Bet I'm making plans, I probably leave it to the head and say. Sentence left for that, I recommend a reinvent element. Better hit the alphabet, element, matter of it. Pencil stripping up again, intimate. In a minute, take a hit, heaven sent. Prison with the comments, across a bit. Currency, consciousness, got you on the nihilist. Watch this plot twist. Practice ballast song in a vacant lot with koi fish. Passing out poison potions, I'm anointed. Pointless coin toss, appointment open. Whoa, don't think about it, floating while the Dodgers count me. Mine are broken, plus alarms.com like a charm. Try to read a poem's kinda hard, is that a scar, bro? Like I said, don't think about it. Fingers, I'ma walk backwards, picking rocks barefoot, stop and stare, don't look, wrong page, wrong book, shot a flare, mistook, never not with a mobile hotspot, couldn't care if I could, would I share, if I should, well, over, I got a spare, hit it air en route, compare tattoos, will I tie my shoes, in a silent mood, I'ma try and use what I choose to include, no excuse, blue fuse at the rendezvous, no use, feeling blue, if you got an issue, troubleshoot for clues, nothing new, screws loose, mushroom, woo woo, walking out the tomb, the true value, situated on the moon, see through with center in the rear view, near you, stand true, don't move, be a statue, in the classroom, in a costume, I presume that I should've asked you who you knew. Do I dare continue to consume the truth from there, but barely being introduced? I share that I'm confused, and all I get is me too. That too, refuse to misuse the rules, reintroduce. I review and improve, and I prove as an excuse, cause my mood is fireproof, not bulletproof. Made a noob, still an okay afternoon. After you, I approve the attribute, coming soon. I'm a smooth, opportune, I'm immune, louder through, and well, I guess that concludes the current tune. Start the day by taking a breath of the air that was there from the previous yesterday. I'll say no way, that window on ventilate before my feet hit the floor. Unfortunately for my time manager, I got stuck in a staring contest with the sun. But I won, it was nothing, I'm taking my winnings and riding off into the moonrise. Sunset was behind, Dash got that fuzzy dice, tug of war, stick and poke, lock and load, spirit world. Then I go open my eyes. Oh, that was a dream? You telling me I gotta breathe in the same energy? Lucky me, I'll be currently calling the nearest ET to come tractor beam me to a distant reality. Actually, I see planetary oddities just orbiting with no equipable antibodies in the present, presenting a partially proper proclivity, properly mimicking optical arteries. It's the epitome, nautical mystery, honestly optional snow day activities, actively acclimate vital symbology consciously. Calling all anonymous cavalry, currently guarantee gallantry company, comfortably over-evaluate symmetry. I'm not the enemy, activate chivalry, reminisce the remedy, entirely retiring the memory. I've been seen by a bee on the beach, in between being beaten beneath a behemoth with no given reason, except for the change in the season. I'm pleading, I'm needing routine, I don't mean to contain what I see in a bottle of dreams, but I obviously got a saucer to meet with an offer to be. I'll be lost in my sheets with no heat and no compass unless I complete every previous quest. I confess more is less, cause the more that I get this shit off of my chest, I'll have less of a mess inside of my cranial palace. No stress, deep breath, think more, speak less, sleep more, stay fresh, well dressed, don't guess, replenish, water deficient with every sentence on a mission, living with a very visceral vision. I visually revisit valuable minutes, while usually between the oscillating optimal imagery given, I'm opportunity driven wind and hidden potion in the closest open pocket in position behind the hydrogen apparition. I'm only saying that I augment the organic operations with bioassimilation, erasing the productive poison functioning with some uncertain carbon stimulation, cartilage qualification, artificial variation, verify the vocal ventilation with no hesitation, heaven adjacent, my sandcastle situation. Oh no, I'm shaking, I'm blinking, and now I've awakened. I know this oxygen once again.
How to escape a universe. So, you've angered the wrong entity, or stepped through the wrong strike gate, and now find yourself trapped within a plane of torment or tribulation. Not to worry, Hunter. You're not the first interuniversal traveler to get stuck somewhere you don't want to be, and you won't be the last.
Us, we were so aimless, but the truth is right there in front of our faces. When we go within, you find out just where your place is. When you fall down, grab a crown, climb up and find your placement. Singing it loud to the town, rise up and find your patience. For us, we were just brainless. This is a form of art from the heart, you know we have to change this. Bringing light to the dark is a start, leave a mark and remain stainless. For us to roll this boat, we need to float with the ghost of the moat, make a toast to the most. Vibe high, let them know. Soul tribes, head to the floor, just flow. We in it to win it, intrepid with the shits, never forget it. Time well spent, can never regret it. You know I had to say it, so I just said it. Get it? I fabricate it all in the mind for the hive. I do the shit all the time, it's my drive. I won't lie, I don't pry. But if you catch me blinking twice, I'll see you on the spirit side. 5D, activated frequency, higher self, actualized divinity. You feeling me? Radiate serenity, humanity vicariously living through me to see the truth. Everybody's bodies up in the booth. I'm learning what they taught me to teach the youth. Coming at me like a zombie, you know I shoot my shot. You get what you got, you gon' roll the dice, you gon' learn a lot. Or so I thought. I brought a lot to the table like a fable. If you're able, steady, stable for the angle of the angels, no rectangle. But I'm labeled as a cable to enable the cradle and the ladle in the astral. Let me give you a handle. We can hand you to the brand new. Understand? I had to stand true. Insinuate the real truth, levitate real proof, meditate miracles will find you, elucidate, big dog Yahweh on the steering wheel, the real deal, seal it with the final meal, time will heal, mind the real, shine and try and find the sign that feels sublime, you know it's time, there's no denying that we thriving on the ground, we supplying all of these fine words.
Unstable interuniversal rifts are opening at an accelerated rate throughout many A and B class universes. Use caution. Woo!
Catch me never not outside, scouting the perimeter, past my bedtime in the moonlight. Whenever I try and blend in with the antimatter, I see shadow silhouettes begin to chatter after laughter. Better yet, they let me enter their undisclosable territory, watching for the secret knock, eavesdrop methodically. With a lack of hesitation cracking my neck, I take a second step, out of breath, instigate the vision quest. Permeate the intricate visage of a forbidden dimension with no direction, let alone the deficit of attention. No definition could be given to the visual image, like an equation that replicates when you finish solving it. Catch me in a staring contest with the abyss. First one to blink has to do the dishes. Okay, fine, you win this time. It's a relief that all I put was my silverware on the line. Oh, I'm running behind on my encounter with my spirit guide. Spirit guide sliding the void, a 5 to give me a ride. Like I said no, I said well, maybe Andrew Jackson might just change your mind. Fasting forward, flying by stop signs faster than the speed of sound can rhyme. I redefine the enzyme. There I say by divine design, working overtime, trying to over-mystify the ordinary mysteries that lie inside the understimulated stimuli of mankind.
Oh man, pour some of the audacity into a brick and hit me in the head with it. But yeah man, I'm proud of you. Follow your fucking dreams. Don't go quitting your daydream. It's your life that you're making. Love you guys.
Catch me never not unappealed, leveling the playing field, seal the deal, concealing the peripherals. Blind date, third wheel with demons and angels that think that I'm the one paying, displaying fundamental admiration. Never not exonerated, oftentimes in operation. I initiate the optic oscillation combination, imitating existential emulation on a daily basis. I basically duplicate my habitual mental state. Wait, pocket rock check. day-to-day maze, side quest I behest in a sideways phase. Your guess is my guess. If I may, I might delay the process, but nonetheless. So catch me, never not, periodically propagating perpetual paradoxical proclivities. In between occupied and opportune, I modify my paradigm parallel to the afternoon tattoo. Recontinue rational mental replenishments. In a minute, I'ma pull out my basket of magical tricks. Only if I didn't leave it in my other jacket. I'll manage, but I forgot I never not forget a gadget.
Thank you for calling Conscious Thomas Incorporated. This call may be recorded for quality assurance and training purposes. Please hold while we connect you to the next available representative.
Locked in, location in sight. I might have lost the navigation system, but I listened to the vision inside the mind. And I won't lie, the chance is pretty high. This ain't the last time, so I'm trying to verbalize what's behind the portal. I'm wishing it was normal. It's sorta out of orbital order. No formal border formulating former isolated architecture. No extracurricular investment intent. I reinvent the illustration evident. On second sight, it certainly circumvents the converging crystalline chrysalis fragments. Bioluminescence, just a little bit. You should have seen it. If it didn't dissipate into the distance, I would take another minute, making sure to paint a mental visual image, even the foliage, and throw it on the fridge. After adding in a couple background pyramids for thematic impact, I counteract the magic fractal static that's been trying to piggyback atop the pocket fossil that I found around the time I had decided I would peek behind the portal. And oh man, oh my, just let me tell you, there ain't nothing quite like the backside of a cross-dimensional gateway that's always fully activated functionality in its prime. Cause I'd be lying trying to say it didn't take my breath away on every day of the week that ends in days so well played. I haven't made this, might just be the upgrade of the decade. I wouldn't trade this point of view for no persuasion you portray intrepidly and staying true to you when you too.
As I approached the portal's threshold, I felt the fabrics of this reality shifting, the veil between worlds thinning with each passing moment. I can sense the presence of something greater afoot, a realm of endless possible probabilities, where both space and time converge simultaneously. The cosmic beyond whispering secrets to my soul, of otherworldly dimensions unseen, and ethereal wonders waiting to be discovered. Behind the portal.
Caught me off guard, starstruck, stargate site locked in place on the spatial oscillating material displacement device. I neatly organized the inorganic origami on the omnipotent portal passage with the proper course of axis alternating altruistic planes of progress. I properly process all the precautions upon re-entering the back end of the incandescent entrance ambience with vigilance and elegance once again.
At Conscious Thomas Incorporated, your call is very important to us. If you need further assistance, feel free to call us back during our business hours. For other inquiries, comments, or concerns, press 3 to leave a message after the tone. If not, consider taking a moment to complete a brief survey after this call. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to make today your bitch.